welcome to my kitchen. Today we're going to be cooking bread. So I'm sure that everybody's had a go at making bread before, but this is a different bread. This is steamed bread. How often do you hear, what, you're gonna make bread in the Thermomix? And our answer is always, no, we're gonna pop it in the oven, but we're going to make the dough in the Thermomix. This one we're going to steam in the Thermomix. And after having the Thermomix for 7 years, I'm still learning new tricks. So it's an amazing that you can continue to learn new ways of cooking after having a Thermomix on your bench for so long. So let's just run through the ingredients. The first ingredient we have here is some butter, which is purely for greasing. You've got semolina, baker's flour, got pearl barley. You can use spelt wheat or any other grains that you like. It's a wholemeal bread. Honey, which is optional. Water, balsamic vinegar, dried yeast, and some sunflowers. We've got our ingredients ready. We need our equipment. So I did say it was going to steam, so we're going to be using our varoma today. This is the normal bread tray that I use, but it's not going to fit in the varoma. So what we need is one that is about 20 centimeters long. So that's what you're looking for, something that's going to sit into your varoma with the lid on for when we're steaming. So take your butter on some greaseproof paper and get right into the edge of the loaf tin, making sure that you have full coverage with your butter. Of course, if you want to make it dairy-free, by all means just use some oil to do so. This is the only dairy used in this recipe. We're going to sprinkle the semolina in there. Evenly coating the loaf tin with the semolina will allow the dough to rise while it's cooking and give a bit of extra protection from it sticking to the bowl. Just let it drop onto your plate so you're not so messy. So as I mentioned before, the grain that I'm using today is pearl barley. You can use any grain that you like, and spelt would be ideal. Weigh in 250 grams of grain, pop your lid on and mill for 1 minute, speed 10. Transfer the milled grains into a bowl and set aside for later. Now we'll add 250 grams of water. The rest of the water for the recipe is for steaming. Next we'll add the honey, which is optional, but it does help activate the yeast. 2 teaspoons of yeast. Pop the lid on and warm that up to activate the yeast for 2 minutes, 37 degrees on speed 1. Okay, so what we've got there is a beautiful yeasty concoction. Now it's time to add the rest of our ingredients. Firstly, the reserved grain that we milled, 50 grams of baker's flour. This will take the total flour up to 300 grams. We're going to add 10 grams of balsamic vinegar, a teaspoon of salt, and 100 grams of sunflower kernels. You can add any nuts or seeds you'd like. It's completely up to you. Now pop the lid on, set the timer for 30 seconds, speed 3, and combine. Now it's time to transfer the dough into our prepared loaf tin. It is a stiff mixture, so the best spatula to use is the Thermomix spatula. Notice where I'm holding on to the Thermomix bowl. It's the most ergonomical way to hold the bowl when you've got a heavy mixture inside. Stiffness of the Thermomix spatula does make it really easy to get all the ingredients out of your Thermomix bowl, and you really should practice with this spatula. It's the best. Just spinning this last little bit of mixture off the blades onto the side of the bowl. So speed 7 for less than a second. Open up, voila. Scrape the rest and flatten out the top of the loaf. And dust the top with the reserved semolina or a little bit of the baker's flour. Let me show you what they mean by well-wrung baking paper. Grab some baking paper, run it under the tap, wring it out, give it a shake, cover the loaf tin with the wetted baking paper, grab your varoma, pop the loaf tin in the varoma, set that aside for 15 minutes. That's going to prove I'm going to wash the bowl and pop a litre of water in it and come back for the baking. So as you can see, I've washed the bowl out as promised, and I've filled it up to the litre mark from the tap. I'm going to pop my lid on. Have a little look at how it's proved in that 15 minutes. So it has risen a little bit. Keep the baking paper over there. Pop my lid on the Varoma tray and set it to steam for 50 minutes. You've guessed it, Varoma temperature, speed 1. Now we've got time to walk away and do something else. Okay, let's see what we have here. So let the water drip back down into the Thermomix bowl, lifting it out. You'll notice I've used the Varoma lid as the tray. Oh, look at that. That's amazing, isn't it? Nice and firm. We'll take the baking paper off, lift it over onto the cooling rack, and we'll leave that to cool for 10 minutes. So this has been resting for 10 minutes. Still nice and warm in the pan. We're just going to turn it out onto the cooling tray and let that continue to cool. But who can wait for that? Let's see what it's like when you cut it. Quite dense, looks amazing, smells amazing. Cut a few slices. Doesn't that look good? Yum. Now let's add a little bit of butter and let it melt into the warm bread, and let's have a taste. That's delicious. And look at it. It's bread steamed in your Thermomix. Perfect. The kids have heard that there's bread here to taste. What do you think, guys?
Really nice.
You like steamed bread?
Yeah.
Who thought? Whoever thought?
Can I have another piece?
Sure can. Serve at your next barbecue with a trio of dips. Make it because you don't have any bread in the house. Serve it with mushroom cappuccino soup. Slices beautifully. It's great for sandwiches. You can make it fancy. Just make it. It's delicious. Thanks for cooking with me.